The Do This podcast is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network. Chad Hayms hosts this week's episode with guest Ashley Elizondo, an experienced real estate professional from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ashley shares her innovative strategy of hosting housewarming parties for buyers, offering valuable insights into how agents can cultivate stronger relationships and expand their database. Additionally, the episode introduces a new product, Inked, allowing personalized card sending through Brivity. Learn how this powerful tool can enhance your client engagement and strengthen your real estate business. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Do This podcast presented by Brivity.
Hey everybody, Chad Hayms here. I am bringing you this week's episode of our Do This series here on Brivity because Bob is, how did I say it? Unavoidably detained. I'm going to use some good language there. He's dealing with something, and Bob, we're sending love your way as you're dealing with it. We hope everything is as wonderful as it can be. Folks, if you're just like putting this on and you're like, shut up, Bob's not here, I don't want to be here, I won't take that personally, but you're going to miss something that we're going to offer today that you don't want to miss, right? And that's not even the guest and the amazing stuff she's going to share. That's going to be a deal that I'm going to offer everybody today because, well, Bob's not here and I can get away with doing stuff like this when Bob's not looking. Let's get to today's call, though. We are bringing Ashley Elizondo. Did I get that right, Ashley? Did I butcher that horribly? Okay. Elizondo. There's an I in there. Elizondo. There we go. To do this today and want each and every one of you to get to meet Ashley. So Ashley, introduce yourself to the audience. Let them know who they're hearing from, where you are, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm Ashley Elizondo. You got it pretty close. I am Missy Webb's expansion partner in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I've been in real estate about 9 years and I joined Place in October.
Did you say 9? Because it almost sounded like you said like 90 years. And I was going to say, you look fantastic if you've been doing this that long.
9.
All right. So we had Missy ears. We had some wonderful conversation with her. Now we get to hear from one of those amazing expansion partners that Missy was telling us about that we have elsewhere. And Ashley, oh, look, they're already sending love your way. Okay. So Ashley, everybody shows up with something to this call about how they've been using Brivity a little differently. And I don't necessarily want the Brivity. I just want what you do differently, and you're doing outstanding. Because I have this feeling, audience, you're going to have one of those duh moments, right? Bob has them all the time where we hear from a guest and they tell us, and he's like, why isn't everybody doing that? I mean, that is just brilliant, right? And I think today is going to be that same kind of call. Ashley, tell everybody what it is you do differently that made us say we have to get you on this call.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. We do housewarming parties for all of our buyers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's very headline, right? Housewarming party for all your buyers. Folks, if you have a buyer, you know you've done too much work already, right? Because you're driving them around, you're dealing with all that. You're 7 homes, you're dealing with the cold feet they go through. Buyers are a pain in the ass, and we love them for it. And then Ashley goes one step farther. So tell us a little bit about these. Give me the pitch, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So when we're in the process of a transaction with the buyer, we actually let them know that when they close, what we love to do for them is host a housewarming party for them. So we tell them all we need from them is a list of names and numbers of the people that they love the most, that they would like to share this big win with. And we typically get like a 30 to 60 day window that would work for them. And we provide the food. I call each and every person. I get their name and number from the client themselves. But when I make that phone call, I've got specific scripts around it, and I end up with a fully vetted contact. And the amount of contacts that come from that is probably the most shocking part, but we do a lot of really fun things with that as well. We've been really intentional about how we impact them through that process.
Okay, so you just gave me like 7 different ways we could go on this. Let's start at the beginning. I have buyer.
Yep.
When do you tell, once they're under contract, do you tell them? Do you tell them like day one while we're driving around looking at houses? Is this part of the buyer consultation? When do we bring up this housewarming party that you're going to throw for them?
We first mention it in the consultation, and we don't do it as like a dangled carrot. We actually don't spend much time on it at all. We just let them know that if it's something that they're interested in, we actually love to throw them a housewarming party as a thank you for using and trusting us. But also, again, we just talk about how we want that moment in their life highlighted. So that's when we bring it up. We re-mention it again once we're under contract and they are just in love with this house and they're seeing their future in it.
Right. Okay. You mentioned in there that we offered this. What percentage of your buyers actually take you up on having the housewarming party?
At least 50%.
Okay. So at least every other buyer is going to take you up on having this. Okay. Then we ask them for the list. Now, do you get that before we even closed so that you already have that list, or are you waiting to make sure everything's closed before you even collect?
So it depends on the client. Some of them are so eager and they've got it to me right away. And some of them need a breather as soon as they've closed. And I use it as a follow-up. Hey, how's the list coming along? But normally I don't have to ask very often. They either have it to me right before closing or immediately after.
Okay. And how many names do you ask for, / how many do you usually get?
So I have been asked the question several times, is there a limit? And my answer is never.
No, the more the better, right?
Like there's no limit. You send.
Do you want a limit on how many leads Brivity's going to put into your system, or
Right. Yeah.
no, give me more, right? Yeah.
Yes, I do let them know that we cover a specific amount of food. So they're welcome to have a really, really big party. I just may need teamwork with them on feeding that amount of people. So we just have that conversation up front. And normally we end up with a guest list that's typically at least 20 to 50 people deep. And I've had one that was 85.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to get 20 to 85. We're going to say probably 30-ish is probably your average, then, is what it kind of sounds like in that area. You just got 30 new contacts to add to your system, because even if they don't all show up, you're still going to call and invite them all.
Yep. I call every single one of them. And it's really fun because the script is actually all about the buyer. Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to talk about it because we're going to then rewind and practice this script a bunch of times until we get this. So go here. Let's hear it.
So I would say, hey, Chad, this is Ashley Elizondo, and I'm actually calling on behalf of client's name. I just wanted to let you know that they closed a house recently with us, and we are so excited to throw them a housewarming party. We asked them for a list of guests that were really special to them, and you were on that list. So I was just hoping I could get your address and an email address from you so that we could get some pretty fun things going on. And they're just like, oh yes, here you go.
How many of them don't even answer the phone because you're an unfamiliar phone number?
A lot of them initially, I'd say 50%. Like I get
Okay.
50% of them on the phone right away. And the ones that I don't get on the phone, I send the same message in a video message to them.
So you've pre-recorded a video message, including, Bob's name or something like that, so they know this isn't just something. And then you're just boom, boom, you'll send it off to the 10, 20 that didn't answer the phone.
Yes. And I always leave the voicemail as well. So if they don't call me back, they send me the information in a text message. If they don't answer and they get the video message from me, they almost always respond with the information that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason you wouldn't get 95% positive feedback once they realize you're not some spam person, because they probably know that, in our case here, Bob was buying a house because they're already somebody who wants inviting to the party. They're probably in his world somehow. Okay. All right. So now we get a whole bunch of them invited. Now we close. You're giving the buyer X number of days, like saying, hey, when do you set the date for when this is going to be?
I always tell them that I really appreciate about a month's lead, right? I want to be able to call them. I want to be able to have time to follow up if I really can't get them on the phone or can't get the information. And then as we get a little closer, we also send out a registry. So we send out a handwritten invite. And then we send a text invite that has a link to a gift registry. We let them know that it's not required. If they want to, they're welcome to purchase off of that registry
Do
for.
you actually have the buyer register for things, or is this kind of a standard registry that you just register them for?
We have them register, and some of them don't want to register, and that's totally okay. Like they don't want people bringing gifts at all. The
Right.
registry came about because we had so many of the guests asking for registries.
Interesting. So the guests were saying, what can we bring them, that you guys got into this? Okay. So now do they have a timeline? And I'm only asking this question because again, we talked just before. This is something that we had done something similar to way back when I was active. Okay. Do you say I need a month head start, yet do you also say, look, we got to get this done in the next 60 or 90 days? I mean, we don't want to wait a year to be throwing the housewarming party.
So we definitely don't do anything over 6 months. And some of our clients, like they need a few months to get in, to get settled. A lot of them want to debut the house like fully ready. And some others use it as motivation to get unpacked quickly. So
Yes.
I would say a maximum of 6 months. Most of our housewarmings happen within the first 30 to 90 days.
Okay. So we've got a buyer, buyer's closed, buyer's moved into their house, buyer's got all their friends coming because you did the work to invite their friends. Let's go to party day.
Yeah.
Okay. Food. You just run into Costco and buying a big tray and the giant apple pie and all that kind of stuff because they're delicious.
Depends. It also depends on the size of their party, right? If their party is relatively easy to maintain food wise, I give them a choice, right? Like, do you want tacos? Do you want Chick-fil-A? What's your vibe? So I've had a couple of different things. I've had a breakfast one, so it was all pastries and bagels and coffee, and I've had taco bars, potato bars, and a lot of Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Got it. What's your budget? I mean, that's one of the questions being asked. And I was going to obviously ask you that. Yet at the same time, folks, I mean, there's 25 to 50 people showing up that now know who you are, that are coming to celebrate. You can't buy leads that cheap anywhere, no matter what your budget is for this. Plus, you just earned a commission off the sale of the home that you helped them get into. But what is your budget? I know it'll change depending on the number of people.
Yeah, so actually our budget's $250 and we partner with the lender that closed the deal as well to cover at least $100 of that. So their inspector may pitch in. It just kind of depends on who is involved in the transaction, but always between the lender and I, we're splitting that.
So you're between $50 on your end to up to $250 if the lender bailed on you or it was some Quicken loan that somebody used something that lender's like, I don't care who you are. Don't use Quicken loans. There you go. This is not sponsored by Quicken loans. Okay, so your budget is $250 and you're being smart bringing in allied partners to help also cover some of that.
Yeah, and let them have the opportunity for the relationship too if they want it. Honestly, it's typically just me that shows up.
Just you. They're not smart enough to show up. Let's get to the day of. It's the party. It's the housewarming party. What are you doing? What's your role? How are you collecting? I mean, you already have their names and their phone numbers and their email and their mailing addresses, hopefully from all the stuff you've done. Take me through a typical day at the event.
Yeah, so I'm going to back up just a second because
Okay.
one of the two messages that we send out the 2 weeks prior are RSVP messages. So we always get them interacting as we're leading up to the event. We get them committed to being there because we're asking about food and beverage and making sure we have enough. And a lot of times they're just like, hey, thank you. We can't wait to be there. Thank you for putting this on. And then day of, I show up a little bit early with the food. And then I only hang out for 30 to 45 minutes, getting to know their guests, like just introduce. Most of them come up to me, honestly. Like the last one I had, we had about 40 guests. And they were like, so this is the famous Ashley. And I'm like, oh, like, this is awkward. But it's a really, really cool way. Most of them have told me, hey, I've never heard of an agent doing this. And I hear that at every single party.
Yep. Okay.
So I then take a group photo. So I
Okay. There you go.
yeah,
Are
I
you
do
in
that.
it or are
No,
you taking it? No.
no,
Okay.
I'm not in it. I just take it. I
Okay.
ask everybody to get together, which is also why I try to stay for the 35 to 45 minutes to allow the late stragglers to come on in. And then I take a group photo and then we use that to send out after the party.
Okay. So that's another touch that you get to send to everybody after the party. So you've touched these people, the original invite. You've touched them with at least an RSVP in there at least once. You see them at the event, and I'm sure purposefully talk to everyone or at least just say hello, or they're saying hello to you. And then you have the follow up of the photo. So you are 4 touches minimum on these guests that 2, 3 months ago were not even in your database. Now all of a sudden they're in my database, and I've already gotten 4 touches onto them. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. Let's get to the hard question.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the percentage of conversion? How many of those housewarming guests become clients?
Yeah, I really would say that most of them are long games. So I'd say currently, I just started doing this about 2 years ago. And when I joined Place, that was not an area I was super, super focused. I was trying to launch everything else. So in the last few, I'd say we've had at least 3 6-month buyers come out of those or sellers. Um, it's the long relationship for those though, and they're very easy conversations. So I've been able to set up one-on-ones, create business partnerships through that as well. So it's just a very different way to grow your database.
Absolutely. I mean, and isn't that our goal, right? Every day, our goal should be go to your garden and attempt to grow that database by adding a name, 2 names. You're adding a month worth of names at one event.
Yes.
And if things go well, you're having multiple buyers under contract, multiple closings. Therefore, you can be adding 100 to 300 names to your database every single month, depending on the number of parties you're able to throw.
Correct.
The
And it's
cost is
so fun.
cost is limited, folks, right? It's fun instead of all those dials we're making, the internet leads we don't want to call them, these people that are the for sale by owners that are like, they don't want to talk to me anyway. These are people that you've now developed a relationship with that started in a fun place, not started from almost a confrontational place that you've just worn them down over time. Okay. How do you stay in touch with them? So you make 4 quick touches at least from invite to end of party.
Yes.
What about after that? What are you doing? Because you say it's the long game.
Yes. I will tell you with Brivity, it's kind of changed the name of the game for me. It
Okay.
was quite difficult prior with my previous CRM because it's a little bit overwhelming because you can add a lot of people at one time. And that grows. And then you're working your database now. With Brivity, it's easy. They're right there in there. They're in my pipeline. So I'm calling them through a day in a life regularly. Or
Okay,
I'm
so you're
inviting
just putting
them
them
to
on
events.
action plan. You're putting them on an action plan. You put them in. You've got an action plan of house guest party or whatever, house party guest. Boom, and it tells you now to send that card with the email with the photo or however you're sending it. Then it tells you when to follow up, and you're sending out emails that, of course, are pre-scheduled through Brivity and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we actually send a card, and the front of the card is the picture from the party.
Oh, ho, ho, ho,
Something
ho.
that we want to stay in their house.
There, that nice, right? So we're sending a card that photo is the front of the card. Okay, so I think that's going to be my segue right here. Dave Wiggs, that's my segue right here because, folks, we have an announcement here at Brivity that we have a new product, Inked, and you can start sending handwritten customized cards from right in Brivity. I love this. This was sent to me a few weeks ago, and they said, Chad, demo this. And my wife and I were at the mail the other day, and she goes, you sent me a card. How did you do this? How did you write on it and send it to me? And then she opened it and goes, and how did you, and where did you, right? Folks, not only is the handwriting better than yours, David, and mine, there's different handwritings to choose. So you can find one that kind of looks like your handwriting. Folks, if you want to know more about Inked, okay, we want you to send us an email. We want you right now, pop up your email, right? success@brivity.com. That's the email address we want you to send an email to. We want you to put in the subject line, Inked. Nothing else. Inked, just like it sounds, INKED. Okay. And then put your name in the email, put your information in the email, and we will get you enrolled in the beta offer. Now, the beta offer is bringing you like more than half price, right? It's a huge savings. And folks, postage included, right? So, I mean, you can't send 25 cards for $25. You can't buy them and get postage on them. And we're going to give you this. You've got to give this a go. So if you are watching this and you're on the Facebook Live, you're on the replay, you're here on the webinar with Ashley and I right now, send an email, success@brivity.com. Subject line is Inked, and we will get you into the beta. And as you heard Ashley say, you customize that card. You want a picture of your big face on the front of the card? Do it. You want to put that picture that you took at the party? Do it. You want to put, I don't care what it is. You want to put the new house and send the card to the 100 houses nearby and say, hey, this house is for sale, right? However you want to use Inked. And if you want to be like me, boy, it's brownie points with the wife when she gets one with a big heart on the front of it and an I love you, and it shows up and it's a surprise in the mailbox when I'm out of town or something. Bam, Inked is for you. Okay, Ashley, you said you send that card. Okay, what does the auto plan look like? I'm a huge believer that the people that succeed the most in real estate are not the ones who power the phone calls, not the ones who knock the most doors. They're the ones who stay top of mind, right? And that's the follow-up plan. Tell me a little bit more about the follow-up plan that you're using.
So we typically will send that card within the first week after. We send it pretty quickly because I want to have a phone call after they've received that card. So the goal is we get it sent to them, and then I typically wait about a week to make sure it's arrived with everyone. And then I give them a call whether they showed or didn't. And I also send a card whether they showed or didn't.
So do they get the picture even if they're not in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean.
I mean, sorry, we missed you. We had, they were still special. They were still a special invite for that client. So we want them to know that they kind of missed out a little bit, but also it just gives us one possible way to call them. And what's really cool is a lot of the people that don't get to show are family members that may live a little bit far away. Yeah. So family is getting a milestone moment of their loved ones too.
Love it.
And so we'll call at least 7 days after we've had that delivered. And then we just put them on a regular in our database follow-up. Okay. I ask them during that call. That's when I ask whether or not would it be of value for us to send you a market report. I do it right. Do you rent or own the home that you're in now? Do you personally have any real estate needs coming up? And so it's just a bridge.
Is that the first time you've actually gone for the close?
Yes.
So the invitation, the RSVP at the party, some of them might say, hey, I need help too. Yeah. Yet you don't intentionally go for that close until after you've sent that card and you're following up on that call, which is now touch 5 at least, right? Now you're following up on that call. And that's the first time you finally say, do you have any needs? Can we add you to a market report or listing alerts if they're looking to buy something?
Yeah, I genuinely believe that it's my job to earn the relationship. And that's how I do it.
There you go. I mean, that's brilliant. Dave Wiggs is sharing something in the chat. I want to make sure everybody gets, and I've done this before, friends of mine have done this before. With this product, this inked product, when you see someone post that awesome picture on social media, grab it, make it a card.
Yep.
Right? When someone's posting a picture of their new child, when someone's posting a picture of their new little puppy, when someone's posting a picture of them winning something, right? Grab that picture, make that the front of the card, customize your message, get it in the mail to them. They're going to go like, how did you do that? Right? Brilliant idea. We used to do that with another card company that was really just multi-level marketing. Shh. Okay. We won't mention them. Inked is just there for you, and it's right there in your Brivity. Coming soon. Okay, coming soon. Right now, you play with it over here, but we will get the integration for you, so it's just that easy. It's a powerful company. Okay, Ashley, we're getting near the end of this. And folks, if you haven't had the duh moment, right? Like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you hosting events like this? Why aren't you thinking about these buyers? What's the one message you would want to leave everybody with if they're going to get started? So talk to yourself when you first started, wishing someone who was experienced at this could say, Ashley, don't do this, or Ashley, make sure you do this, because we know that they're all going to get started doing this now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's a warm relationship. One, it will fill your cup. Seeing your buyers surrounded by the people that they love is a really cool opportunity for us to be depositing into their bank. We ask for withdrawals as agents when we ask for things like referrals, et cetera. I want to have deposited so much first that it's an easy answer for them. So this just is so much different than cold calling or picking up the phone. You get to have in-person belly to belly conversation. Your buyer has never experienced it before. Every buyer I've ever done this for always tells me, especially if they bought another house, I've never had an agent even call me post-closing, let alone throw a party for me, send a card, send a memento. Like those relationships are far more impactful than a cold call.
And I would bet that in the long game, which of course we don't have all the stats for, but in the long game, you probably retain way more clients than most realtors do, because they don't forget you. They probably have that card. I'll bet you go back on a listing in the next year or two or whatever, and that card is framed on the wall or sitting on the mantle still, and they always have that picture of the party at the first time of their house with all their friends.
Yep. I've sent we always send a 1-year house anniversary card as well. And I'll get pictures of the card that's on their mantle. Remember day one, so it's really cool.
Folks, you are not going to believe how powerful a tool this is until you do it. Okay. Ashley, I want you to go tell Missy, good partnership. Right? We approve of that partnership, bringing you into it. Folks, here at the Do This webinar, Bob and I are going to bring you people like Ashley every week. We're going to bring you people like Missy. We have, I'm excited about some of the ones that are coming that David Wiggs has already put together. We are bringing you things that truly you can go do. We're not just bringing you concepts. We're not bringing you theory. We're bringing you people that are doing it, because if they can do it, so can you. We're also bringing you this amazing product, Inked. So if you're still listening and you haven't yet, why have you not sent the email success@brivity.com, subject line Inked, to find out more about this new product being launched? Because you heard it from Ashley, you heard it from me, and you're going to hear it from a bunch of other people. You should have done it when they first came out with the opportunity and been an early adopter, because this is a product that's going to change your business as well. Ashley, thank you for taking the time. I can't wait. You know what? Maybe you want to come to Florida and do a housewarming party for me. It's been a little while since we've been here, but who knows what we could do for you and your business. Folks, call anybody that closed recently or anybody under contract right now about to close. get this party in place for them. Dave shared it in the box for you folks. If you want the link to see it again, catch those scripts, catch those messages, catch the stuff that Ashley was sharing. Ashley, thank you for taking the time and showing us something else that we can do to grow our business.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're out. Bob, we'll see you next week. We're all sending love your way. Have a good one, everybody.